G'day, Dave here, the Enlightened Plumber, with today's quote. Breathe continuously and never ever hold your breath. Breathe continuously and never ever hold your breath. This is from PADI, or P-A-D-I. Okay, so this quote, breathing continuously, is all about our lives. So when I've gone through my life, I've had moments in time where it could be something good, bad, exciting, scary, whatever's going on. And all of a sudden, I'm realizing that I'm holding my breath. And I think this is something that everybody does. You kind of like, okay, what's going on? And the idea is we're waiting to see what's happening, what's going on. The other part of this is don't hold your breath. Well, if you hold your breath, or if I hold my breath for too long, eventually we're going to die. We're going to starve of oxygen. We're going to just not live anymore, right? Because we're not getting all the stuff we need to in our bloodstreams. And so that fits into our lives in lots of different scenarios, because we can't control a lot of the reasons that go on. And I'm not even sure specifically why any one of us would hold our breaths. Now, there may be specific cases like, okay, I'm going through a particularly smelly area, there's toxins, chemicals, smokes, or whatever, and I literally have to walk or run through this small patch. In which case, okay, I'm concentrating on those bits and I'm going to go through. But for most of our lives, and certainly for me, the holding the breath comes up where there's deep elements of concentration going on. Okay, I'm thinking about a problem. I'm thinking about how do I handle this situation? What's going on? And the typical response, certainly for me, is to hold my breath. And I've been commented on a few times, like, well, come on, breathe. Well, usually that's when I've started breathing again, because I've kind of sucked in this huge amount of air, or I've exhaled a whole lot. But this quote specifically came out of PADI, PADI being an organization that looks after divers and diver training. And I've got this quote basically because this is the #1 rule in scuba diving. And I was actually on a course. I'm going for my open water certification right now. So I have just passed my theory, and I have done some indoor pool examinations, got used to the gear and all that sort of stuff. And I just thought this was apt, their #1 rule, because in scuba diving there might be some actual physical reasons why you don't want to do this, but this fits so well with life, in that if you are in a situation and you are not consciously breathing all the time, taking nice deep breaths, how much extra stress and strain can you put on yourself? How life-threatening that can actually be. Because obviously if we hold it long enough, well, we're going to expire. In scuba diving, there's a whole lot of other reasons for keep on breathing, and usually it's to do with whatever depth you're at, in that the air inside your lungs is different, and it can either collapse and cause you problems or expand too fast and make you blow up. So, very basic rundown. But the idea is that there's so much in our own lives that if we are not breathing, if we are not constantly refreshing those oxygen elements into our bloodstream, how are we supposed to think properly? How are we supposed to react in circumstances properly if we are starving ourselves of the element of life right there in that moment? And usually that can hold us back in other ways too. So with that in mind, breathe continuously and never ever hold your breath. From PADI and myself, Dave, the Enlightened Plumber. Have yourself an awesome day and keep breathing. Take care. See you on the next one.